Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today in this video we are going to talk about n8n and how I can create an automation that allows me, in fact, to scrape websites and retrieve data from websites. So you should know, when we say scrape a site, it means we are going to analyze the data, copy it, and this can be used for several types of operations, such as, for example, if we want to conduct competitive intelligence on our competitors, we need an automatic system that analyzes the competitor's site 24/7, bringing and sending me the information, summaries, and data so that I can make decisions. Sometimes I can do it to look for clients, to conduct what we call competitive intelligence, and especially to find new clients. So scraping a site is very important. It allows me to collect data and process it. And it is also used to capture contacts and details for your future clients, the prospects, so all the people who will be interested in your product can be captured simply through a system or a mechanism. The goal of this video is that I will show and explain to you the importance of these models and how we can create them from A to Z. And above all, I will explain to you what MCPs are. Because today, really thanks to MCPs, it will save us from having to do development programming thanks to these models today, which are open source, free, accessible. They will allow us to work on our automation in a very simple way. So this is a video made for beginners, for anyone who wants to take it in hand to create their own automation scenario and excel in this field. So I like to start with a very interesting little reminder. So we use a tool called n8n. It's an automation tool that allows for the integration of something we call an AI agent. AI agent, if I look here at my workflow, what you are seeing there is like an assistant there. We give it a brain, which is artificial intelligence here. In this case, I used OpenAI, but there are many other LLM models. And this agent, in fact, will be, let's say, in quotes, capable of making decisions, choosing tools on its own, and achieving a goal. That means I had created an automation based on an agent. This agent, I will give it a goal, and it simply has to work to achieve that goal. So every time I create an automation, I just need to come here and activate it. Once I activate it, this agent will work for me 24/7 to capture data from the internet. So don't forget that when we used n8n recently with the model called MCP, or model context protocol, what exactly is that? It's simply a model that I can install on that n8n. This model will prevent me from having to declare all the actions that the functions can perform. So imagine that I want to connect WhatsApp to my agent. Before, in the past, I would have to list all the tools or all the functions that WhatsApp can perform. For example, sending a message, reading messages, creating a group, joining a group, making a video call, making a phone call, all that data, we no longer need to declare it. Quite simply, we create an MCP here, and the system will be able, on its own, to understand and read the connections with the tools. So it's as if you have an agent, you've hired someone. Not only is he a good salesperson to whom you will give your work strategy, but also he is a very good developer who is capable on his own of knowing the software, handling it, and using it in a good way. So this is a little bit of a description of this model. It's actually a language. It's true that this language has existed for a very long time, but today we are actually able to install it quite simply. And when I go here to enter on n8n, I have the possibility here to simply go and install it here for free. In fact, what we call the NCP nodes, once I install them, the work is done. You will see that I will have the possibility to install a lot of applications, what we call servers. These are what we call servers. So as a result, here you will see that there are a lot of software programs that I can connect without having to develop or do anything. You just need to install an MCP, and afterwards the AI agent is capable of recognizing all these software programs. Practically today, there are about 300 applications, but it keeps adding up. Even here, look, we can connect with Make, with other automations, the software. There are a lot. There's Stripe. There are all the products, Google, all the databases as well. So really, there are a lot of servers. So today, in this test that we are going to do, we will focus on a system called Firecrawl. So this one is a server that simply allows the absorption of all data and everything that is information on Shadi websites. So now how to actually have unlimited access with n8n. So it's not just about unlimited access, but especially, in fact, if I want to add this MCP option you saw here, this module, so that I can add it. Of course, I need to make some configurations to be able to install it. In fact, what we call community node, and the installation cannot be done with the official n8n site. So, as a result, I have to host it elsewhere on another VPS. So the idea is that I will leave it here for you. The link, therefore, in the course support of this training. There. So you will simply go to a link that will take you to Hostinger, but be careful. It will take us to a specialized n8n VPS. So it's not just any VPS, because inside we need to install n8n. Exactly. So as a result, it will offer you several types of servers. Of course, the major modification, the upgrade, is in terms of the number of cores of your CPU. And you will see that to run systems, especially if we are going to connect WhatsApp, Telegram, if we are going to connect Gmail, if we are going to connect Google products, it should have at least 8 GB of RAM with 2 cores so that the system can really function properly, especially if we are going to automate for the company. So as a result, I recommend this second package to you. It's very simple. You will simply click on Select. And there you will simply select, for example, if I choose 24 months, because the longer the period, the cheaper it is. Of course, if I compare it here, we're talking about $20 per month, and it's not unlimited. So it's rather limited. We only have 2,500 workflows and 5 active workflows. And if I compare it with Hostinger here, it's truly unlimited. So you can also add a promo code that Rusting Alma sent. For my community, it's Dr. Ferris, so you apply it and you'll see that you'll get another 10% discount. You just need to click on Continue to get direct access to your server. So right after the payment, we will be here in this interface to start configuring our server. You will first choose the physical location of your server. You will find several locations. Personally, I choose France since I have clients in France, so it's very optimized. In fact, for traffic management, I select Continue, and here it's very important. In fact, you will find several types of servers. What interests me is this one. In fact, it's the n8n. You can simply type n8n here, and you will find that server. If I then select this server, of course, it will tell me that it will work with the Ubuntu 24.04 version, which is the very latest version. And I click on Select. There, it suggested adding what is called a malware system. It's simply an antivirus that will protect the server from attacks and anything related to injection. So there, I will activate it. It's free. And then I will create my account with my login and password. So here, I choose a login and a password. I can click here to use automatic generation. And here, it's the name of my server. You will copy this information and also copy your password information to a secure place, because you will need it when we connect with SSH later on our server. So then I click on Continue. It will take a few moments to complete the installation and server configuration. Generally, it's quick. So let's say in about 3 minutes, you will find your VPS configuration ready to be deployed. So you just need to wait a minute for the installation to successfully complete. And well, now I can directly access to configure my VPS. Here, there are SSH accesses, which is actually very interesting to copy. So here, we see the copies in a secure place with the login or password. And here, you also have the option to have a custom domain name to access your VPS server. Of course, you can click here and select the domain name that interests you. As you can see, there it's €4. You can even find it for less than €2 and even less than €1. There, it's a choice. You can do it whenever you want to give a direct name to your VPS. And to access now to do the final configuration, I click here on VPS and you will see that there I can simply click to access my server. This is a small form, so we can simply skip it and go directly to manage application. So I click here. There I need to define the email with which I will access my end, as well as a username where you put your first name, last name, and your password here and activate here. In fact, if you actually want to receive updates, otherwise you will click on Next. And there you go, I am surely on the interface. there is the possibility here to click there to actually receive a free lifetime license key to be able to actually unlock the features, the additional functionalities. There, I click on 5.5 to receive it in my email inbox. So there you have this free key. And off we go. I am on my n8n interface. Here is where I can actually create my different facts, scenario, and manage everything related to workflow on this interface. So there we have finished the installation and the configuration of n8n. So here it is. I actually have access to marks, so I would have known by email. You simply had to copy that code or click on activity, the scene scale to be able to activate that. And so I simply went into settings here in the parameters, and you will see that there in usage and plan, of course, I have an unlimited number of workflows. That's what's very interesting. And also I can simply receive everything that is paid features by entering my key here. So I'm going to click to add the key, not forgetting that this will actually prevent me from subscribing to expensive plans. So I come here, click on enter key, and then I will simply copy and paste my key. And once my key is entered, I will simply click here on activate. And there you go, the license has just been successfully added. So now I can simply use and work with the system without any problem. So I have 100% created an n8n account with an unlimited number of workflows on a server that is actually hosted on Sting, and I can launch it. So we have seen how we were able to optimize the installation of n8n and run it working with all the scenarios and workflows at a lower cost, with of course a performance server that can support the different scenarios. So once we have access to our interface, what we are going to do is click here to create a new workflow. So this is going to be a simple workflow, so we will do it. As a trigger, we will just set the chat here. There you go, so it can actually launch the trigger. And here we are going to place an MCP. So you will see when I click here and type MCP, you will see that I have the module. But how do you add this module? So to add this module, I will go here into the settings. Of course, I save this. I will go to settings and I will go to this part. Be careful, it's the community nodes. And here I will click here to actually add the name of my end with end. In fact, code. So to do it, you will see that here I will go to this website. So this is the site npmjs.com. You will find, of course, the information from this site here. So there you go, when the documentation. That's it actually. Here rather, it's this one. So here I will simply type, if I go back to the home page, MCP, I press enter. You will see that there you go. So this is the server. In fact, this is where I will download and set up the system. So here, there is information regarding the MCP nodes. So I just copy the title and you will see that here. So in my server, I go back to my server interface, I will type this. Click that and save, but be careful before clicking install. I absolutely needed to install a few command lines because these command lines will allow my server to install everything that is npm package. Look here, it says npm package. And for this to work, you will see that I have provided you here with some lines of code that allow you to install all this information. So this first part here, it's a part that shows you step by step how to install my money server and how to make it accessible in MCP mode, and that it must accept other packages. To do it, it's very simple. I will guide you step by step. I simply go back here to Hostinger, of course, on my server here, VPS. This time I will click on Browser, Terminal. There it will take me to the part Terminal, so where I will enter via SSH, where I can simply run some lines of code here. So you will see that here when I ask what is the version of my npm command, because it's thanks to that one that I can run code, so I will type npmv. You will see when I run it, it will show me that I have the version properly installed. So for me, that's okay. So if you don't find that version installed, or sometimes it might even tell you that npm is not installed, you will simply go here and copy this first command line. You will just paste it here and it will start the installation for you. Of course, for me, it's already done. It's already installed. But for you, if it's the first time you're doing it, it will install it for you. So once that's done, you will also need to install what we call Node. So here, I'm going to copy and paste here. It's the same thing. So this is for Node. First Node, actually, to install it, it's this command line that allows you to install Node. But for me, I'm just going to check the version. I should have version 20. So let's see. Indeed, I have the version 20. So if it gives you another version that is not version 20, because you will need the very latest version, this one will allow you to use the MCP separately. But if you are going to use the MCP within an AI agent, you must follow it. This procedure, I have detailed for you how to update my MCP model. You will find the steps here, well explained. You just need to run these 2 lines of code. And once you check the Node version, you will find that it has upgraded to version 20. So here, my system is ready. Therefore, I can simply return to my interface. So here, if I return to my scenario here, if I click here, if I type MCP, you will see that it will be available and it will be installed. Of course, here, when I run the install of my node, here, it will accept it. You will find that the node will be installed correctly when I press the install button. This means that it cannot be functional unless the node, the n8n are installed on my server. And thanks to this hosting, I can install them easily with SSH. And once the MCPL is installed, you will simply be able to run this scenario. The first thing I will do for myself is to download the scenario here. You will see that you will simply have a scenario in JSON format that when you open n8n, you will click here and simply click on import from URL or import from file. You click import from field and select the scenario that I will provide to you like this. In the description, and you will simply see all of this operational. So for me, it's very important to explain to you the mechanism and how this system operates. First, I have set up here what we call an AI agent. This AI agent, you will see, has just a simple instruction. This instruction is to tell it, be careful, when I ask you to perform a task, you must check and see the list of tools. First, it means to see the list of actions you are capable of performing. And afterwards, you proceed to execution. And if you look here, I have added Firecrawl, here list, and Firecrawl execute. So, to go into a little more detail, what is Firecrawl? If I go to the website, you will see in fact here, it is a service. Note, it is an open source that I can use. This one allows you to scrape an entire website, meaning to retrieve all the data, all the information from a website, and especially the format it will return later. It will be well prepared for LLMs, for artificial intelligence models, so that they can process it. Because we can ask it to send us the data in a very specific format. And this is a very powerful tool that allows you to browse websites and retrieve all the data. It is capable of navigating within a website, acting as a robot that enters it, to scan all the sites and detect the entire map and site plan. Even if I give it just a single URL, it is capable of accessing all the information on websites. And that's very interesting. As we said, the use of this tool for various reasons, commercial, strategic, business, and competitive, etc. And this tool, if I, for example, go to the npm.js site, I'll show you here. There you go. This is the website. So when I type here Firecrawl, you will see. So I will enter. It will show me that there is the MCP of this tool. That means in the past, I'll show you, in the past we had to work with Firecrawl, which is not with an MCP mode. And there, it's really very, very complicated to do because there will be installations and I have to declare all the functions. Today, we no longer need to do that. Today, thanks to this tool, if I click here, you will see that it will bring me to the information. And so I will simply have to copy this data and inabshach the full connection with this tool. This information, if I go back to my tool here, if I click on, so if I even go back to the home page, look, if I click here on Credit d'Enchanté, you will see that there I have completely connected with Firecrawl. So there I even actually put to my API, because thanks to this site, you can easily retrieve your API. You just need to create a free account and it will give you a dashboard in the dashboard. You will see at the user level. It gives you practically up to 500 free credits, so you can really browse up to 500 sites online. That's very interesting. And you will see that the key actually, I can create my own key for free and actually add this key. So in my system for the key to work and allow me to retrieve all the information. So there, if I go back into my system, we will see a little bit how the system runs. You will see that here I have requested to retrieve the list of tools. So there, if I look, you will see that the operation is list tools. And there, the operation, if I go to open, look, it's the execution. And in addition to that, I will ask it to let the AI handle filling in everything. That is variable. I don't fill in anything. The AI will select, in fact, which tool we need. And of course, it's the model, in fact, that will set all the parameters. I will give you a very simple example and you will understand better. So here I open the chat. Of course, I have added a memory here so that it remembers everything I will ask it. And now I will simply ask it, what is inside Firecrawl Comp Tools? What is it capable of doing? So here I make Medibas my request, I launch it. You will see that it understood here that it will search only here. So this is the strength of AI. So this agent, it has a small brain that detected which node is in question. And now it is giving me all the details. It tells me, listen, this tool is capable of doing the script, the map, the crawl. So in any case, these are all the features. So look, there are 9, 10 features that it is capable of doing. And that is very interesting. Now I will simply ask it to scrape this entire web page. So as a result, there is a lot of information. At the code level, there are external links and everything. So as a result, I will ask it to return all the data from this entire web page. So as a result, I will go back here. And here, I will have it place. So there. Actually take it where I will ask it, in fact, to give me all these dates. So that's the take. I tell it, you are going to scrape this page, Baum, it's HTML, and you will return it to me. Here is a simple and clear text for that link. So now I launch my request, so yes, now. It understood that this is actually a scraping task. So now it went directly there. I see here that it made a reference to the list, perhaps to look for other functionalities, and then it returns to execution. So now we will leave it for a little while until it finishes the sweep. It's very important to do this reading and then make the conclusion and see what the direct response of this tool is. So we will leave it for a few moments to finish the sweep, to read the results. And here we go. So now I see that it actually made 3 calls here. 2 calls to memory, of course, one at the beginning to record the request and the last one to store the result because I asked to save that in memory, and the operation ran 5 times. So here we will slightly increase the size. Look, that's it. In fact, the response starts from here then. So it sent me everything back. The text, so this is really all the text from the page. And this is very interesting since I asked it to format it in a simple and clear way to read. So I have the result that was processed by this artificial intelligence. I can, of course, refine my request better so that it is. Perhaps if I want to also retrieve all the data with the code and with the screens, with the images, that's possible too. So when you click on OpenIA, you can perfectly see the messages that have been exchanged between this artificial intelligence. There, you will see that there, Opini called its key, its API, with the 4.0 mini model. And there, I see the result it processed. And even, I can see how many tokens it consumed to produce the result there. The same thing here, if I click here on execute, so there, to see a little bit what it looks like from the inside, you will see that here it announced, actually here is this page, the format. In fact, there you go. I specified that it should not be in HTML, and you will see that there you go at the result level. I actually have this result there. Of course, it sent it 3 times at the beginning. If you see, it couldn't access the page, it might be that the page. In fact, it can block robots, so as a result, it tries to scrape the page in another way, using other techniques. I move here to the second one. Here too, it raised an error, so you will see. and in the third attempt, and it managed to retrieve those data. And so as a result, this is going to be very, very important. Of course, the data is much longer. So here it stops here, but the data in fact is in text format. I can of course see the JSON version. So in the JSON version, I will have all the data, the information. You noticed here, the details are much more so that when I specified that I want to have a simple text, so it's normal, in fact, it eliminated quite a bit of context and information, which for it, look, it even captured. In fact, here's the part of the code. So yes, this is very important to look at. If I capture this and I copy this, I will go to the page where I actually wanted to retrieve it. There, well, I will do a Control F, and there you go. It captured all the data. So all the data, it was well processed. It's just that in my prompt, I wanted it to be a simple and clear text. But then in terms of the code, it copied everything, really, everything. Look, there you go. So here in my system, I was able to activate this function to actually scrape a website. Of course, I can make other requests for it to perform other analyses based on the content it captured. So I hope this automation is clear for you. And if you really want to learn how to create scenarios from A to Z, that is starting from a blank page, where I actually start by installing the EI agent and begin the installation. In fact, the MCP, little by little, each node separately. And then I simply created, in fact, a package of several courses that you can access to download directly. There is, of course, what we call course support, where I show you all the plans you need to implement to install the MCP to test them. And especially understand how to debug. If there is a bug or an error, I show you how to think, to jump in, to fix, and to solve problems with automations. Because creating a scenario is not that simple. It was necessary to learn the logic and learn to start from scratch little by little. So that's why I put together a package that contains 20 courses. In this package, you can find automations either with n8n or with Make as well. There are even bots ready to be downloaded and deployed. There is also no-code programming with several tools like Bolt, Data Button. Hostinger, there are several courses. This is my best package. It contains 20 courses. You will find that here, below, you will find the most comprehensive course on the market today about n8n. I include several workshops inside. Where I guide you from a truly blank page, I start installing the nodes little by little and show you how to do all the installations. So this is for my subscribers on YouTube. You simply need to enter your email, address here, and you will get a special coupon. You just need to type Y20. You click here and you will automatically find a special discount for my subscribers. I'll see you right away on my website, which is drferras.vip. It's a site where you will find all my packages, all my software with, of course, all the course materials to download, ready to be delivered here. I say thank you, very much thank you for your trust. See you on the other side of the training. Thank you.